Welcome back to another live episode of News for You, accurate information on immigration policy changes. This is powered by the South Dakota Dream Coalition, which is a group of immigrant-led and immigrant-facing organizations in South Dakota. My name is Olympia Justice, and I'm with South Dakota Voices for Peace, and we are part of the Dream Coalition. This information will be presented today in English first, then we will resume in Spanish. So, esta información el día de hoy lo voy a presentar en inglés y después vamos a pausar un poquito y después lo voy a decir todo en español. Así que si quiere regresar en unos 20 minutos, vamos a hacerlo en español. So, the information that we develop has been provided by local immigration lawyers, experts, and community leaders, and we want to be the source of accurate and local information for South Dakota and our region. So we're grateful that you tune in every week at around noon on Tuesdays, and we also would like to ask you to please share and like our episodes that can be found on our website, South Dakota Voices for Peace website, and our YouTube channel. So today I will be talking about detained and deported parents' rights. We have been getting some calls about people in the community that have been detained and then deported, and they leave their children behind. So this information is based on resources from the National Immigration Law Center and our staff here at South Dakota Voices for Peace. So parents and legal guardians that are detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which is also known as ICE, have the right to make decisions about their minor child's care, even from inside ICE detention. ICE considers a minor child to be a child under 18 years of age. Parents and legal guardians who have a case with their state welfare authorities also have the right to stay involved in that case. In July of 2025, just last summer, the Trump administration issued a new policy to ICE officers about what they should do when they arrest and detain parents with minor children in the United States. And we know that ICE does not always honor people's rights. However, today I'm bringing you some things to know about your parental rights under the policy and how to ask for them. First, we need to understand what parental rights are, what parental rights and obligations are. So parents in the United States have a legal right to make decisions about their children's care and how they are brought up, and this is called legal custody. Parents also have a right to live with their children, and this is called physical custody. However, the government may temporarily or permanently take away a parent's children if they think the children are not safe with their parents. So what happens to parental rights when children enter the child welfare system? If children enter the child welfare system, parents may temporarily or even permanently lose their parental rights. But there are a lot of things that must happen before parental rights can be taken away. While you are separated from your children, there are steps that you can take to exercise your rights and participate in decisions being made about your children's care. It is important to do these things in order to protect your parental rights for the future. Today, I also want to say that it is important to know that you do not have to tell immigration agents your children's immigration status. You should only tell them who will take care of your child and ask to call that person. The person you choose to pick up your child should have legal status or United States citizenship. You must make sure that you have a power of attorney in place and that this person has it, and that your child is aware that there is a power of attorney and that that person is going to take care of them. So you have to have that difficult conversation with your children. Also, it's important to know that if the arresting officer has a warrant for your child or finds out that your child does not have legal status, they may detain the child with you. So you could be sent to a facility for adults and your child might be sent to a different facility for children, or you could be jailed together. Another important thing to know today is that if you have a child who came to the United States alone and was placed in your care by the government later, which is called, these children are considered unaccompanied children, or if the child was a former unaccompanied child, ICE's policy says that the arresting officer must contact local authorities. If your child is a United States citizen, however, and has legal status, valid legal status, ICE is not supposed to arrest or detain them. This information that I'm giving you is not intended as legal advice. If you have questions about specific parts of your immigration or child welfare legal case, it is important that you talk with a lawyer, okay? I'm only giving you information today. And generally, during News for You, that's all we do. We just provide information. Also, and this is very important, and personally, it kind of breaks my heart to say this, but you must be aware that it will be very hard to do a lot of the things that I mentioned today if you are detained or deported. You will have to work very hard and be very determined and persistent in getting help from others for the activities that you cannot do alone. You will have to rely on your lawyer, on your relatives, your friends, and the staff in detention centers. So, yeah, a lot of these things you may not be able to do on your own. So here are 5 things that I want to tell you today. You have the right to make decisions about the care and custody of your child at the time of arrest by ICE. You have the right to be kept near your child and stay in touch with them while you are detained. You can ask for help from designated workers in most detention centers to help you make plans for your children. You can be part of your child's welfare court case while you are in ICE detention. And you can decide whether your child will remain in the United States and make alternative care arrangements if you will be deported. Now, ICE has not been following their policy. So the things that I have just said, I will dive a little deeper into each of them, just keeping in mind that ICE has not been following their own policy. And there is a line, a call center line, where people used to be able to call and report that ICE was not following their own policy. But I don't even know if that's functioning right now. So these are your rights as they are in the directive. So you have the right to make decisions about the care and custody of your child at the time of arrest by ICE. If ICE arrests you, their policy says that the arresting officer should allow you to make arrangements for your child's care. And you can demand to call family or someone else you trust to come and get your child and make plans for their care. ICE is supposed to wait until that person arrives and is not supposed to leave your child alone. If you cannot find someone to take care of your child, or if the arresting officer thinks your child is being hurt or neglected, ICE policy says that the officer must call Child Protective Services. In that case, that agency will come to take custody of the child. Also, if ICE is arresting you, their policy says that you should not take your child as well. They should not take your child as well. This means that officers are not allowed to put the child in their car or take them away from a parent being arrested unless they have a warrant to arrest the child too. You have the right to be kept near your child and stay in touch with them while detained. Okay, so while you are in ICE detention, ICE's policy says that they should not transfer or move you away from your child. If your child has a court case with child welfare authorities, ICE should keep you near that court. If there is a detention center closer to your child or the child welfare court, you can ask ICE to move you there. The choice is up to ICE to approve or deny your request though. And then, if you want to see your child while you are in detention, you have the right to have regular visits with your child. But ICE's policy says that you have to make your request in writing. So don't let that stop you from asking to visit your child in person. But you might have to write it down or have someone help you write it down. And also, jail staff are supposed to help set up a visit within 30 days after you ask. In some jails, in-person visits are not allowed. If that happens, the staff should help you have a video or a telephone call with your child. You can also ask to be moved to a jail that allows in-person visits, but ICE does not promise that they will approve the ask. Also, phone calls are very expensive from detention centers. So at the time of your arrest, it is important that your relatives or your trusted person knows that they need to, once they find out where you are being detained, where you're going to be detained, that they put money into your phone account so that you can make phone calls, because they can't call you. You have to call with money, or they have to set up their phone so that they can receive calls from detention centers. Also, for the third thing that I'm telling you today, you can ask for help from designated workers in most detention centers to help you make plans for your children. Some jails have people called custody and removal coordinators. They are not the same as your ICE officer. Some jails may call them social workers, even though that's not their official title. Their job is to help you make plans for someone else to care for your child while you are in ICE detention. They can also help you talk to a caseworker in the child welfare system if you have a child in the court system and you need help making case plan requirements to get your child back. It is very important that you work with these coordinators, because the court, the child welfare court, will need proof that you want to stay in contact with your child. So these coordinators might include helping to set up phone or video calls with lawyers, helping you ask for a visit from your consulate to apply for passports or other travel documents, helping to set up calls or meetings with a case worker if your child is in the child welfare system, and sharing information with your child's caregiver about when you may be deported so that you can try to leave together if that's one of your wishes. It is also important to tell the custody and removal coordinator or any other staff in the detention facility if your parental status changes, so that they can make sure your parental rights are protected. For example, if you or your partner has a new baby, if you have a new baby while you are in detention, or if one of your children enters the state child welfare system, it is important that for the custody and removal coordinator to know that information. For the fourth thing that I want to tell you today is that you can be part of your child's welfare court case when you are in ICE detention. So if you have a family child or child welfare proceeding that is necessary to keep or get back custody of your child, you have the right to appear in person for that hearing. You, the court, or the child welfare agency court must give ICE a written document that says that you must participate in such proceedings. This document could be a court notice, a letter, or a court order. And if ICE says that they can't take you to court in person, they may set up another form of participation, like a telephone or video appearance. If there's a custody and removal coordinator in the jail you are being held in, they can also help set this up. It is important to make it clear to the family court or the child welfare court that you are being detained due to civil reasons. Immigration matters are civil reasons for detention, not for criminal reasons. You have to make that point over and over and over if what you want is to keep or regain custody of your child. And for the fifth thing that I wanted to tell you today is that you can decide whether your child will remain in the United States and make alternative care arrangements if you will be deported. If ICE is going to deport you, you have the right to make decisions about what happens to your child. You can decide if to have your child remain in the United States, whether they are a United States or citizen or an immigrant child, even if they don't have legal status. This isn't certainly happening nowadays, okay? While it is your choice to have your child stay in the United States, ICE policy says that officer is required to have you put this decision in writing. If this is not done, then ICE officers must swear that this was what you told them was your choice. The custody and removal coordinator or other staff are supposed to help you make plans to leave your child with another caregiver if that is your choice. And you can also decide that your child would leave the United States and come with you. This includes U.S. citizen and immigrant children. In some cases, ICE may give you time to buy flights so that you can leave the country together. It may also be the case that a child follows you to your home country after your deportation. I think that's what most people are doing right now. But ICE is also supposed to allow you to talk to lawyers, consulates, and family members to help you make plans and sign important documents before you leave the country. So you also can make different choices for each of your children if you have more than one child, if that's what you think is best for them. The choice is yours about what happens to your children, no matter what ICE officers tell you. And you should also have travel authorization documents drafted and notarized along with your powers of attorney. This connects to that ICE is supposed to allow you to talk to family members or lawyers or your consulate to make plans and sign important documents before you leave the country. This includes your travel authorization documents and your powers of attorney if you still don't have those. Just a reminder, we can help you with your travel authorization documents and your powers of attorney here at South Dakota Voices for Peace. We are all notaries here. We do this for free, and we have the documents that you need to have notarized. You may always call our office or send us a message, and we can help you with powers of attorney or any community member. Okay, so this was a lot of information, and it can be very confusing, especially nowadays with what we're hearing and what we're seeing. So you might need to replay this episode and see me again. You can also get a refresher on powers of attorney if you watch that episode from last year on our YouTube channel, or every episode pretty much we're reminding you about powers of attorney. I also today want to encourage you to sign up for our ICE Observer trainings, and we are having two coming up, one this Saturday, January the 31st, and another one on Tuesday, February the 3rd. You must register to attend and to have more information about these trainings. So please go to our registration form here on Facebook. You can go to the posts about the ICE observation trainings. We're having it dropped in the chat, the link for the registration forms for these two trainings. These are very stressful times. The last week was just horrific. But here at News for You, we know we can't take all our fears away. We hope that with this accurate and truthful information, you will feel less anxious about going out of your house, sending your children to school, and attending activities like going to church and grocery shopping or that if you're an ally that you can support the impacted communities. So again, thank you for tuning in, and please like and share this episode so that it can reach more people. And don't forget to tune in again next week around noon. Thank you.